we've got ourselves a bit of a point of view that we're going to watch today. I just really fancied watching some Zeus gameplay. There aren't many players that really play Zeus, and Pegasus is the best that plays. I mean, when everyone's playing Zeus, he's the best that plays Zeus, but we're going to be watching Pegasus today. The map is Key. He is against Kido, so we're going to see what he does here. Always a treat to watch Pegasus play Zeus. I think he just plays it very differently to everybody else. What kind of build order does he actually go for? So he still goes the 1 wood. There is a kind of version that you can do if you really want to have 1 over on the storehouse here, just over to the storehouse, just food. Then you'd get no wood, build a temple, go for this super early advance time, similar to what the Poseidons do. Then you get your Heracles out that's buffed, thanks to Mr. John Arbiter, that recommended that buff to Heracles and Jason, where they now heal with their temple tech. So that is an option. Whether or not, well, we won't actually see that one because the wood has been dropped. You can still go for quite an early advance time anyway. This is just kind of a slightly more eco-focused one. With that build, you basically have to get so much damage done, and you need to, well, you just really want to be aggressive with it. I think against Susano, it's definitely an option that you can do. Maybe we don't see it because this map, you can't really scout the opponent's base right at the beginning because you need to do the scouting pattern that Pegasus has just done. You need to weave in and out of all of these trees on Key because you need to grab all of those goats. And you're against a civilization here that also has a pretty decent scout. I think an even faster scout than your one. So there's a potential that he's going to get more cows than you. So maybe doesn't want to go for the early aggression in that respect. There is a gold mine that he could aggress pretty easily. I mean, there's a sentry tower right next to it. Kido could also put a pretty early temple down, blocking his gold mine in. There are ways to kind of stop that from happening, but normally that's how players like to play against the Susano, is get on him early. And we are seeing a pretty decent advance time anyway from Pegasus. He's going to be going up to the next villager, so it's literally 1 villager later than the one I was suggesting without this wood. So we're talking 16 seconds later, and he will be getting his Heracles out pretty soon. See if any relics really help him. Improves hero speed, it's going to be really nice. God powers are cheaper, is nice for multiple restorations. Armory improvements are cheaper, is nice. And a Pegasus is always good. A Pegasus is good for everybody. But the Jason's out. He's seen that hero relic. It's a beeline straight to this one. Hermes winged sandals. Grab that guy. No reason not to. What is it? Is it 5%? 5%, yeah. I think all the speed relics are now 5%. They weren't on release, but it seemed to be a little bit OP. And we do have the Olympian parentage coming in as well. Didn't actually bring that one back home. Kind of surprised to see that. I thought maybe he would bring it back home and start kind of coming with his Heracles as well. They would kind of join together. Does manage to stop a wall coming this early though, so nice play. I just thought get your Heracles here 5% quicker, but no, Jason wants to come in, start getting some damage done. Olympian parentage, it is in. Military Academy popping as well. So looking like a bit of an Athena rush coming in. And the commoner really trying to get that wall up. Going to try and finish this one. The Miko can come in and heal it, which is why the early Jason coming in isn't as strong as you might think. The Mikos are just ridiculous. Yeah, one of the best ideas is just go after the Miko. Otherwise, the villager, believe it or not, the villager wins this fight. They're overhealing so much. This is ridiculous. And the commoner will win. Got to go after those Mikos. Can they even take out those? No, he needs to wait for his buddy. In comes Heracles, and they're going to start to deal some damage. Another Kitsune coming out for Kido. I think he just wants to get some pop shots off on this Minotaur. Oh, it just gets headbutted away. Almost one-shots that poor guy. Now, Spider Lady is in. There's also Swampland that he's going to have to worry about. No ceasefire to stop the Swampland. Didn't decide to go through Hermes. Normally we see the Athena on these kind of attacks. And the Miko's kind of overstepping there. Definitely going to lose that one. Kusanagi even forced out. Nice usage of it, though. Should be able to survive with that second Miko. Unfortunately, didn't use that early enough to save the first one. I think one of them would have gone down anyway. And the Heracles Jason combo trying to get in the mix, really having a big scrap, and all the Kitsunes going down. And even with the later advance time, this duo is still getting the damage done. I think Kido, he's playing it as well as he can do. He's healing up. Jason is right underneath the town center. Jason should go down at some point. We'll see how good this healing is, though. Well, Heracles just ran straight through that commoner. I think it's because there was a buff where he's now a heavy boy. Oh, nice bolt. I believe the Spider Lady... I know she one-shot Spearman because I play a lot of Egyptian. I barely play Greek anymore, but I believe she one-shots the hoplites too. So you do have to watch out for that one. So nice bolt before she gets on a hoplite to be able to snipe that one. Bushies coming in. Got to deal with those ones. Minotaur just kind of running back. The Minotaur can run around the side if he really wants to and start causing a bit of pressure the other side. And Shrine is going to go down. So this is a lot of early pressure on this Susano here, which is the real thing he struggles with. Also, not building as many villages because it just needs so many Mikos in. So even that's a bit of a win. Now Pegasus, he is retreating for the time being. He really does have to watch out for that Swampland, though. Swampland against just any normal units, it can just swallow so many up. Bridal of Pegasus coming back in. These guys are going to go up to... So Jason did actually get that relic. He did go up to 5.3 speed. It's zooming. I think splitting up the hoplites is definitely a good shout. Going after this wood line. There is a tower here, though, so not too much damage should get done. Oh, a nice catch on that commoner. I thought they were all going to be able to get inside that sentry tower, but nope. Nice play. This is one of the things about this map, is the wood lines are horrible. This is definitely a wood starve kind of map. There's avenues to do that later on during the games. Just disgusting wood lines. And Pegasus capitalizing on that one nicely. The hoplites ring around the rosies again. Back on this side, back to take the temple out with their extra bonus damage versus the buildings. Yumi archers are in though, so you do have to watch out for those guys. There is a restoration, so if you keep a lot of your guys alive, it's a nice bit of micro. Just pull back the ones getting attacked so that you kind of share the damage out rather than losing any. Kusanagi is a little bit rough. It does a lot of damage. I think maybe that was a slightly too early. Did manage to save his temple though. And actually, this hoplite, he got pushed in between the tree and the wooden wall. What a hit. Actually, I take it back. The Kusanagi was fully worth it. And Pegasus running back. It's like he's transitioning into getting some... Or he's got 2 archery rangers, pumping Toxotes as well. So wants some damage dealers for his front line. Or maybe he just wants to get some units out that don't cost food because he wants to go up to the next age. Looking like he's going up to the next age. Is there an armory down? There is an armory. So could go for some kind of bronze attack. Could also do an underworld. Underworld on this map's pretty strong. When you're considering going for a couple of gold mines. I think all the gold mines are on this side, though, which is kind of wild. What he's scouted so far, there's no gold mines on this side. Potentially there's one back here. They do spawn behind the town center sometimes, but probably not, considering there's nothing behind Pegasus's town center. So I think a bronze is probably a better option to just solely fight on this position if you're looking for a gold starve, and that is what he's going for. Has decided that Dionysus is the way, wants the bronze, wants the Hydra, and does have a Pegasus. Pegasus does have a Pegasus coming in to have a scout. Commoners fully repaired the temple. And wants to see what's kind of being built here from Kido. So he had some spearmen. Are they spearmen? Yeah. Has some Yari spearmen. I assume he has those because he only had guard houses down and wanted some sort of front line. Against the hoplites, it doesn't really make sense. Normally you would want the, whatever they're called, the samurais. Against the hoplites, they tank much better, they deal more damage. But it's quite expensive to get that building down. And then they take quite a long time to train. So maybe thought he was under too much pressure, built a couple of quote-unquote trash units just to get him through. Has enough bushies that the Minotaur cannot be in the vicinity for the time being. Now the dojo's coming down, so there'll be some nice dojo units. Hoplite upgrades are on the way. Sarissa, Aegis Shield. Especially Aegis Shield here. With the sheer amount of archers in. Gives you extra pierce armor. Something pretty nice. And then the pelt has to deal with those. Now Pegasus, he's got his bronze, he's got his restoration. So any fight that he wants to take and fully commit to will go his way. So he just needs to make sure to commit to the right fight. Normally you want to do it on the aggressive or on a position where your opponent can't really retreat. Otherwise, it's just basically going to waste the bronze, waste the restoration. And then if you're Kido, you kind of want to split up the army or kind of force the army to split in some way or force an engagement that you really don't want to take yourself. Get rid of those bronze, get rid of the restoration, and then take an even fight, which Kido might win because he has extra god powers himself, and then he has some pretty strong units too. Quite a lot of these Kitsunes are going down. They just get like one shot almost from that Heracles. So many going down. They are cheap, but they're quite a lot of favor. Where's the temple? I think they're like 8 favor, aren't they? Yeah, 8 favor. So that's a lot of recasts of Kusanagi there. Also, there was no swampland used from Kido, so he isn't reducing the cost of that second swampland because he's not used the first. But going straight for it, seeing there's still 1,300 gold left in that gold mine. So he's not leaving the base anytime soon. Still going on that temple. Naginata Riders. Nice bit of pullback on that for the Yumi Archers to get some good damage done. Yumi Archers do outrange the Toxotes, but they don't outrange the Peltasts. And those are the main damage dealers to that back line. There's Amiko kind of feeling herself there. I think Kido, we're not watching from his perspective, but he's trying to get that favor in. Medium upgrades and then the heavy upgrades on the way. Yeah, almost one-shot the Bushy with their 5. In comes the Swampland. The red units have just got to run away, and that isn't the highest value Swampland you've ever seen. Tries to get the Kusanagi to flip the units back in there, but unfortunately wasn't the best place. The units were kind of split, so well played from Pegasus there. Now he has his god powers to use, and hopefully gets a little bit more value out of them. Temple should be going down on this side. Also, these units are just kind of distracting for the time being. So Pegasus should be able to get in, to at least push the villagers off of the gold mine. Bushy's on this backline. He does have to be careful with that Minotaur. It does snipe them down. If manages to snipe down a infantry unit with his ball of Peltas, they do decent damage to everything, to be honest. Look at that, even a samurai. Absolutely brutal. Why do people say Greeks are bad? They have the Peltast. Surely they're good. Bronze restoration. Is it going to be used? Restoration used to be able to snipe down the Bushies, snipe down the backslide units without the Naginata Riders taking down the Peltas. Gold mine is finished up, and Kido has to come over here. Looks like he's going to bring his commoners in, and that's when Pegasus says that's enough. Still has his bronze too, and he did pick up that relic. It's one of my favorite relics. So he will be able to have a restoration in, what's that, 2 minutes time? A minute's time? And does Kido have enough to really come back into this? I mean, we can see his perspective. He does have a Kusanagi to use. So Pegasus does have to watch out for that one. In it comes. No restoration to kind of get rid of the damage from it. It actually deals so much damage. It's pretty ridiculous. Does lose the Hydra, but the Toxotes dealing so much damage. Commoners going down on this side. Deciding to go after the commoners instead. I think most of the army's actually gone already anyway. And yeah, those Yari spearmen, being forced into those Yari spearmen because he didn't have the buildings was actually a pretty big deal, and a nice play from Pegasus. A good Zeus game.